Good morning and welcome to Family Computer Center. In this video, we are going to discuss about that CSS transition property. Sometimes in our website, there might be some state changes. For example, in this HTML document, we have a division having class container. I have set some initial styles for that class, like width and height, background color, and a border. Okay, so you can see when I move to the browser, this box is now static. Static means there is no moving effect, nothing, it stays as it is. Now we are going to add some moving effect for this. That means I want when the user point to this box, I want this box to grow horizontally. Correct? So I'm going back to my CSS document. I'm going to write here below dot container colon hover. Hover means when the user moves the mouse over that item, I want the width to go 50% of the screen. So when I switch back, you can see when I move my mouse over this item, it grows. So now this item, this box is not static, this is dynamic. Dynamic means what? When the user does some action, it responds to that action. So there is a dynamicity we added. But that response is very quick, right? So when I point, it goes bigger. When I move, it goes smaller. Correct? Okay. So we want this change to happen gradually over time. For example, I want it to go bigger, like gradually, slowly go bigger and come back. Okay. So in other sense, I want to control the moving effect by setting the time for this moving effect. For that, we will use something in CSS called a transition. Correct? Transition topic is having different properties. Okay, so the first one, when you set a transition, first you have to tell the CSS which property you want the transition. Transition means the change. So to specify the property you want to set the transition, so you'll be saying transition property. So here we want to change the width. So I'm saying, so the transition property is the width. That means what is going to change here is the width. Okay. Then I want to set the time for this, and I'm saying like transition duration, and I will say like 3 seconds. So you are saying it in seconds, like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 0.5 seconds, depends on how fast you want or how slow you want. The more the second you set, the more slower the transition will happen. Correct? So I set the transition property and the transition duration. So now let's go back to the browser and see what's happening. So when I point to this one, it goes bigger but slowly, gradually. And it goes back also slowly. Correct? So this is called the transition, gradual change. So first we have added the dynamic effect to our website. Now we are adding that effect to be controlled by time. So that's the transition property and transition duration. Okay, and what if I want to change, I want two transition to happen. For example, I'm saying like when the user point, I want to change the background color to green. So now what is happening? So when I press, immediately it goes to the green, but the width is happening slowly. That's because I haven't specified the transition property for the background color. So I'm saying like transition property width, comma, background color. Background dash color. Correct? So both of them I set 3 seconds. So if I want two different timing for this, I can even put like comma 5 seconds. That means width should change in 3 seconds. The background color should change in 5 seconds. So when I go back, when I point, there you go. So width is changing within 3 seconds. The other one, the background color is changing gradually using the 5 seconds. So that is a transition property and transition duration. Hope you understand, right? Okay. So now let's say like transition delay Transition delay stands for like how much time you want to wait before the transition starts. Okay, so I'm saying like I want to wait 1 second. So after 1 second only this transition should happen. So I go back to the browser. When I point, it doesn't work, but after 1 second it started working. Did you notice that? So transition property is what we are changing gradually, and transition duration, how much time it will take for the change, and transition delay, how much time we will wait before the transition starts. Okay, and we have another property called a transition timing function. Transition timing function. So transition timing functions will be having values called is. Okay, is means same like easy, quick acceleration followed by deceleration. This is the default one. So what we are seeing now is the is. Okay, so we have other options like linear. Linear is there. Linear means constant speed will be there throughout the transition. The constant speed will be maintained throughout the transition. So you will not find big changes between these things. These are happening in like within seconds. Right? Now we have is in. Is in stands for steady acceleration, and we have is out. That's also steady acceleration, and we have is in and out, steady acceleration and deceleration, followed by deceleration. Okay, so this is optional. If you don't specify this one, that's okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so I will change it back to like background color only, and I will keep the 5 second and delay as 1 second. Okay, so width, let's remove this one also. Then when I go back, you can see like there is gradual change of background color. See, I'm pointing this one, so gradually the background color is changing to green within 5 seconds. So when I move, it comes back to the red gradually. Correct? Okay, and you know the transition property can be set in shorthand, one single line also. So I'm commenting this one. So now I can say like transition, then I will say like background dash color space, then I will say 3s space linear space 1s. So this stands for the transition property, and this is for the transition duration, and this is for the transition timing function, and this is for the transition delay. Correct? So if I'm putting 5s here, that's exactly same as what we have written in this 3 line. So transition property can be set in shorthand also. Let's see that in action. So there you go. So it's happening slowly, gradually. Correct? Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you will not miss any further video we post. See you again. Bye for now.